Editor of the JFK Facts newsletter and author of several books on the CIA. We welcome in Jefferson Morley. Jeff, thank you so much for your time. First, let's just start with, why do you think the Biden administration is not releasing more?
The CIA is the primary agency responsible here, and they are demanding secrecy over, as you said, some 4,000 documents that may have been partially released, but still contain some form of redaction. So it's mainly the CIA that is continuing to ask for secrecy around these documents.
All right, so do you think that there is legitimacy in that argument, in that request for this continued secrecy?
No, I don't think there is. And I would have to disagree with your previous speaker. You know, the idea that there's one magic document that will solve the assassination, of course that's true. Does that mean that there's not significant information in these documents? That's not true. In May, there was a document that was released that identified for the first time the CIA employee who was reading the mail of Lee Harvey Oswald, the man who supposedly killed the president, 17 months before the assassination. That name was never known before. That's a highly significant piece of information. I think most people don't even know that the CIA was reading Lee Harvey Oswald's mail while President Kennedy was still alive. So we have a very vivid, specific example of highly important information that just came out. And let me say one more thing about that. The name of this man was not withheld because he was living. This man died 30 years ago. What the CIA is hiding is something more sensitive, which is intelligence activities around Oswald, the accused assassin. So we know for a fact that there is highly significant information still in these records, and that's why the rest of them should be released.
All right, so Jeff, that leads me to my question. And you say that a lot of people did not know the CIA was reading Oswald's mail. I think that's fair. I don't think a lot of people necessarily knew that, but that information has actually been out, right, for decades. So why does it matter who was doing the reading? And explain. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, why does it matter?
Because we didn't know the people who were involved in this activity. The story that hasn't really been told is the CIA knew far, far, far more about this man, often described as a lone gunman, than they have ever disclosed. And the fact that they were reading his mail and the identity of the man who was actually doing the reading of the mail, that's important to understanding the CIA's interest in the supposed assassin. So, you know, no one document is going to change people's mind, but the American people are entitled to our history. This is a key moment in our history, and all of this material should be released. The arguments that there's still national security considerations around this, those arguments are very flimsy. We're talking about documents that are 60 years old, involving a government, the Castro government in Cuba, which no longer is in power. You know, this is an effort by the CIA to protect their reputation, not to protect national security secrets. They don't want to talk about how much they knew about the accused assassin before the assassination. And that's part of the story that they're still holding back. There may be a few legitimate national security secrets in those 4,000 documents, but there are not names of 4,000 living people being withheld. There are not major national security secrets.
Is there anything substantial in this recent dump?
I mean, I think that the identity of the man who was reading Oswald's mail is a very important development, not something that we knew about at all before, and raises new questions about who ordered this and why. So, you know, there is clearly, and this document about the reading of Oswald's mail shows it, there is still clearly important information relevant to the assassination, relevant to its causes, that is being withheld.
Yeah, that does certainly appear to be the case. Jeff Morley, we certainly thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.